Okay, so with Visual Studio Code installed and Linegan on your actual system, let's go into a directory and let's initialize a project. Okay, I'm going to change the directory and I'll keep that open here. Meanwhile, I've got a freshly, actually I don't even have it installed yet, so let's go install that. It's good. So I've got Visual Studio Code here, just going to drag this into the applications directory and very quickly get this rocking and rolling. Okay, so like I wrote, we're going to go into the marketplace and look for Clojure. Store that one. And that's pretty much basically it. So I'm now going to open the project's Clojure sandbox that we've just initialized with Linegan there. And that's the basics of this. So in order for us to jack into a Clojure REPL, I was going to say file there, we're going to open the command palette, Command Shift P, command window palette, and then we're going to type in jack in, and this is just a Linegan project, so we're going to select that. As you can see here, the tip opens up. So what we're doing here is essentially creating a new instance of a Clojure REPL, and then we are essentially trying to connect to it and jack into it with our from Visual Studio Code. At this point, once this is jacked in, although there's a weird error here, I hope this is nothing to worry about. This usually shouldn't happen. I think this is just something to do with docs. Yeah, that looks okay. So we're going to see if we can evaluate this file. So I'm going to say evaluate. So I should just evaluate the form. Correct form. There we go. We've got the function here, and then we can actually say foo bar and hopefully get what we want. Well, actually, no, we don't. So actually, one of the points I made in the blog post was about the difference between evaluating the current form and evaluating the entire form. Most of the time, what you probably want is this: evaluate top level form, because that will evaluate essentially the foo call function, even if you're in the middle of bar. So, for example, if I do this, oops, if I do. There we go. No. But it prints out bar hello world and returns nothing. But if I just do current form, it's gonna try and evaluate halfway through the string and not really make any sense. So it's really important to you're probably most likely going to be using evaluate top level form. But sometimes maybe you do want to evaluate something like in the middle of a function call or something like that. So that's the basics of getting it running. It's quite hard to explain bringing up the command palette in writing. It's really as simple as Command Shift P and then type in EVAL, or if you want to have a look at what Clojure has to offer, just type in Clojure. But hopefully I've shown you how really easy it is to get started. You basically line new, you jack in, you open a file, a Clojure file, and then you start evaluating some forms, and that's pretty much it to get started. So yeah, hopefully that's been useful.